Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. East Tennessee Prepper here, and as always, if you find this video informative, useful, or any of my other videos, or if you just enjoy them, um, please consider hitting that like and subscribe and comment below. Now, let's just go ahead and jump into it. Today is Friday, March the 13th, 2020. That's right, Friday the 13th. That's why we're wearing the shirt, and of course, my hat that goes along with the occasion. Now, I'm not a medical expert. What I'm fixing to tell you is what I do personally to avoid the flu, colds, stomach viruses, and hopefully this coronavirus is floating around, right? That's the big deal. It's the big thing. People are talking about that, but they're forgetting that the flu is still flopping around right now. Here in my town, 50 new cases were just reported today, so it's still here. So this is what I do. The first rule right out of the gate is the hardest. Repetition, diligence, committing it to memory. You're developing the mental muscle memory with this, and that is don't touch your face. Now, I realize y'all got some beautiful faces out there, but you don't always have to be touching them. And what happens is you touch an infected surface, you touch your face, you touch your mouth, you touch your eyes. Your eyes are the most common place touched. You become infected. There's no gray area there, guys. So that is the hardest one. Now, number one goes straight into with number two, and two into one. Clean your phone. Rubbing alcohol. I like to keep those little swabs that you find in the first aid section or the diabetic section as well. You know, you just open one up. You know, just a little inch square of a pad that's soaked in the alcohol. You just clean the phone down. Because, you know, it does you no good not to say don't touch your face and then take a dirty phone and infect yourself that way as well. So clean that often. Phones are disgustingly, just horribly dirty. So number one and number two go together. Number three, the not so sexy one, the one that everybody's hearing about. You know, wash your hands. That's right. Get you some bar soap or some liquid soap. Just get you some soap, some water, and wash up. Wash up often, and do it for the correct amount of time. Now, okay, well, it's not cool, man. Well, let's make it cool. Let's just take us a black little magic marker here, and we're going to write tactical soap on it. Whatever you have to do to get into that habit, that is a very good habit to be in anyway. So, washing your hands. Now, don't always have access to a sink, do we? Don't always have access to soap and water. And you know where I'm going next. That's right, this little bottle of liquid gold right now, hand sanitizer, is definitely for the place, you know, that you don't have access to soap and water. Now, it is not supposed to be a full-time replacement. You still need to wash your hands. Still need to wash those germs away. Now, the hand sanitizer is good in a pinch. Anytime I go to a store to make a transaction, get gasoline, go to a grocery store, whatever. Anytime I'm touching something that's not mine, especially those little debit and credit card machines and the self-checkouts, hundreds of hands have been all over that. And you got to remember when you go into a convenience store and you might grab that Sprite or that Pepsi or whatever, and no, I want something else, and you put it back. Well, who else has done that? You know, whenever I do a transaction like that and get gas, well, I'm hitting it with a hand sanitizer, and another good habit to be in. Number five, clean and disinfect the surfaces of your home and your workplace, your desk, especially there at the computer, and you know, different kind of disinfectants out there. Of course, you know, you can have diluted bleach in a spray bottle. You can also do that with rubbing alcohol. Now, this rubbing alcohol is 50%. I mostly use it here at the shop to take off tape residue. I prefer the higher, obviously, but again, you can put that in a spray bottle, dilute it down. It does a good job. And of course, we have our, you know, different types of cleaners, whether it be generic or Lysol or Clorox. You know, of course, you know, we're trying to hit that 99% right there is what we're trying to do. Now, I do like Microban a lot. I don't know if you all watched another video where I talked about this. Lysol and Clorox Works great for killing things on the surface. The only problem is a few minutes later, somebody come by, infected, can reinfect that surface. And Microban has a good little habit of fighting bacteria and different respiratory illnesses, viruses, and it tries to to kill those viruses for 24 hours. So big on Microban. Really hard to find right now, like all the other cleaning surface products. When you check, they're messing up here lately. They're not putting this where the Clorox wipes were, where the Lysol sprays are. They're messing up and actually putting it in the bathroom cleaner section. And a lot of people aren't looking there. So look, you may find some. I looked, found 4 bottles. Did not buy all 4 bottles because I'm not a dick. Other people need this stuff as well. So don't be that guy. 6, if someone in your home unfortunately does get sick, well, you've got to distance yourself from them. If they're laying on the couch in misery watching TV or taking a nap or something like that, well, it's just can't be in the same room with them. I'm not in the same room. When they get up and you know they're going to the bathroom or they're going to turn in for the night or whatever, I'm cleaning and nuking everything, everywhere they have been, everything they have touched, and I do this religiously. I cannot stress these steps have to be done with diligence and frequency, and you have to develop that routine to where it's second nature, and it's not such a big deal. Keep everything that they've touched, that they've exposed themselves to, clean, and you know the chances of you getting it drops dramatically. Some of them may not like the idea of that, Christy. And the reasoning behind this is this. I can't take care of someone. You can't take care of someone that is sick if you have become sick as well. And this flu this year is really knocked people's butt right into the dirt. And so you know, they feel bad enough being sick, but you know, you have to make that clear. I need to take care of you. I can't do this if I'm sick. So that's what you need to do there. Now, finally, probably the most important one is social distancing. I limit eating out, and if I do, you better believe I've got my hand sanitizer with me, and I'm just a bathing away in it. And so we do have that, and try not to go out, you know, like I said, eat that much, public gatherings, try to stay away from those. My store trips, if I need to get gas, fill up. That's one less time I have to go to the store. If I need something from the grocery store, don't try to go every 2 or 3 days. I try to make one big trip. And once again, theory behind that, I don't have to keep going back to the store. The less I have to go, the less I'm exposed to the crowds. And the less I'm exposed to the crowds, the less likely I am to get sick. It's really pretty simple stuff here. This works for me. The don't touch space thing is a toughie. And, you know, hopefully if you do end up touching your face, and you will, you've hand sanitized, you wash your hands good, and it's not going to be an issue. So those are the steps that I take. Feel free to try them out, see if it works for you. And again, you know, I'm not promoting any products, and I'm not telling you, hey, this is what you should do. This works. It works for me. Okay, just like everything else in life, what works for me may not work for you. But that's what I do. And again, with everything floating around right now, everybody take care.